Well, the Oklahoma City Thunder have evened their semifinal series matchup with the Denver Nuggets 2-2 following a display of defense not seen in some nearly 20 years now. The surprise is not that they found a way to avoid falling into a 3-1 hole in that series. It is that that series is still going on at all. That a team in the Oklahoma City Thunder who just posted a staggering 12.7 SRS this season, which breaks the 1995-96 72-win Chicago Bulls all-time record by nearly a full point, needed anything more than 4 or 5 games to dispatch of this Nuggets team. A team who had the 8th best SRS this season, on the way to firing its head coach and general manager with just 6 days to go before the playoffs began. Make no mistake, this would have been one of the handfuls of biggest and most shocking upsets in NBA history. The Thunder have been substantial favorites to win this championship virtually all season long. They have been massive favorites to win this series in every game so far. They were 9.5-point favorites in Game 1, 11.5-point favorites in Game 2, 6.5-point favorites on the road in both Games 3 and 4, and well, they have already opened as 10.5-point favorites for Game 5. Not only will the Nuggets not be favored in even a single game of this series, but it won't even be remotely close. So while this would have been one of the biggest upsets ever, conversely, as it pertains to the Thunder, one of the biggest choke jobs ever. And well, that was a distinct possibility that was becoming more and more of a stark reality for them at the end of the third quarter in their most recent Game 4, with the Nuggets holding a 6-point lead, and that was after overcoming a 23-8 deficit in the second quarter. But the Thunder would tighten the screws again, as they had in the first quarter, in holding the Nuggets to just 8 points during the first frame, and would hold them to just 18 in the final one. And it hasn't just been for this Game 4. The Thunder have been flexing their nearly unparalleled defensive muscle for this entire series. A team that was expected to be historically great on that side of the ball when the season began has lived up to that billing all year long, and particularly in this series when they really had to have it, with their offense absolutely faltering. The Thunder are completely stifling and shutting down Nikola Jokic in this entire series. And well, look, Jokic is not immune to some bad isolated playoff games here and there, but to completely figure him out and shut him down for an entire series has been startling to see, to say the least. And sure, Jokic is averaging 26.5 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists per game in this series, but he is currently shooting a shocking 39% for the entire series. This is a guy who shot 58% this season from the field, a career 56% shooter in his 10-year NBA career to this point, a guy who has shot over 50% from the field in every playoff season he has ever participated in, is sitting at just 39% for the series. And while the Nuggets as a whole aren't shooting any better than him, as they are sitting at 40% for the entire series at this point. This is also particularly shocking because while the Nuggets were only the 3rd best offense in the league this year, they were the number 1 ranked offense league-wide in terms of shooting percentage. The only team in the NBA to shoot above 50%, sitting at 50.6 for the season. So a full 10 percentage point dip into this series. Though again, that shouldn't come as much of a surprise with the aforementioned team-wide lockdown effort on Jokic, who has not only been turned into a complete volume scorer, but his regular season assist totals have also been cut in half. And well, no one on this team, Jamal Murray included, is remotely capable of producing their own shots or creating shots for others outside of Jokic. No one to relieve the pressure from Jokic or any of the other guys. Only players to make shots from Jokic's creation. And if he isn't creating, well, this is what you get. Jamal Murray, shooting 40% so far for the series. Michael Porter Jr., 31%. Christian Brown, 36%. And Russell Westbrook, 38%. The only player on this entire roster sitting at a remotely respectable shooting percentage at the moment is Aaron Gordon, who is sitting at 45%, but even that is a dip of 8 percentage points from his regular season averages. And just to piggyback on the reduction of Jokic's assist totals, well, that is also occurring team-wide right now in this series, as the Nuggets also led the league in assists this season with 31 per game, but currently through 4 games of this series are at just 19.5.
It's a complete crap.
Again, though, realistically, none of this should come as much of a surprise, as the top 5 net-rated defenders in the NBA this season all play on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and there are 7 total Thunder players in the top 22 rated defenders. Purely absurd. But as the old adage has always gone in virtually all of sports history, defense wins championships. And well, this Thunder team has one of the very best ever. And as I said preseason, it would be virtually impossible for anyone to beat this team 4 times out of 7. And despite the Nuggets giving a very stellar team-wide effort, the tiny sliver of door that was still open for them to win this series was just abruptly slammed shut in their faces during the 4th quarter of Game 4. All that remains to be seen at this point is if the Thunder can clinch this thing in 6, or if they will need a full 7 games to knock these scrappy Nuggets into the offseason. Guys, many thanks for joining me here, and please do make sure you click that subscribe button now and turn on notifications to stay up to date with more from me. Until next time, guys.